Okay, good morning. Welcome along. And hello, Christopher, one of our early birds into the stream this morning. Good morning to you. Yeah, I had a few issues here getting the stream started this morning. Mainly, what was it, the self-loading cargo software. I don't know, just went default, and I had to find all my login details at the last minute to correct that. And of course, problems with YouTube Studio this morning. Yeah, top of the morning to you anyway, Christopher. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, we're an early one today. So I thought we'd do a flight from Corfu to Lgkr. I've got a paid version of Lgkr from the Microsoft website, so we'll check that out when we finally get there. Meanwhile, right, so I've lost about 10-15 minutes so far, so we better crack on. We're starting with a dark cockpit, so we'll get the batteries on and the power. Get the APU started. And the ADIR's on as well, so that's all ready. We'll let that warm up. That takes probably about 5 minutes to sort itself out. Meanwhile, give us a chance to have a nose around outside at well, this is one of the free upgraded airports for Corfu. This is from the flightsim.to. There's our aircraft down here. We're flying Cyprus Airways today, A320 Neo. All the way to Lgkr in Cyprus. That's our APU just starting up. So we give that 5 minutes and it should all be ready. But here's this freebie software. It's far better than the default Microsoft. Like, what am I on this morning? Yeah, trials and tribulations. Even with myself this morning, Chris, it's yeah, pretty hard work. I was up far too early. That storm yesterday messed up my sleep, and seems to have carried on over into the weekend as well. Well, here we go. Here's Corfu town over in the distance there. Let's have a pan around. So what's going on? All sorts going on. In Corfu, things slowly getting back to normal there. I'm trying to get out there this year. I do love this island. It's great. Not been there, what, 3 years now? 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. Bloody hell, last time I was here. We've got some of the ship scenery going on, some of the real world ship traffic going on. So it'd be interesting to see if we can see anything on our way over the Mediterranean and down the Ionian Sea. Cruise liner in there. So yeah, a little bit of an improvement to some of the scenery here. Just upgrading this airport as well. But this has got, I think, yeah, they've got the famous roadway at the bottom of the runway. People line up and there's a hotel. You can literally sit on the patio at the hotel watching planes coming in and out of Corfu. Weather conditions down here looks fine. Yeah, fine and dry. I wouldn't say it's particularly hot this time of year, but it's certainly warmer than what it is here in the UK. Conditions far better than what they were here in the UK yesterday. Just have a quick peek down the end of the runway. I've not thoroughly checked this upgraded airport out, so I don't know how detailed it is. Normally there's oh, this would be just the scenery level down here. There's normally a hotel down at the end here. I don't know whether Microsoft's put that in. Yeah, I think I can see it now just coming into view. Spent many a time, I think it, yeah, this is it. Yeah, there's a little marina down here. This is the hotel. It's not really depicting it that well, but yeah, it's better than nothing. Yeah, there's a little harbour down here and a church. And yeah, you get lots of people on this sort of little roadway that sort of comes across the estuary here. Fun times. Okay, right, let's head back to the airport and check out what's going on in the cockpit. Oh, we'll go straight there. Teleport ourselves straight there. Right, okay. Right, where are we? So we've got our Adias on. They're still warming up, so we get the display sorted out. Get the overhead display toggle lighting on. Put the main nav logo on for now. No smoking signs. Emergency exit lighting. And seatbelt signs. Right, because we're sort of 15 minutes delayed in terms of getting setup done, I'm going to get the passengers boarded now. So what I need to do is get the fly pad sorted. Let's move over, shall we? Makes things a bit easier. Okay, right, so that's on. Let's load the flight into that. Okay, there you go. 13 degrees here in Corfu at the moment, and 17 degrees in Lclk. Right, let's get the door open there. Baggage, still on power. Fuel truck on its way. Right, I've got to sort these volumes out.
No problem.
Okay. Excuse me while I just sort things out here. Okay, right, so we're already boarding. Let's get the displays brightened up a little bit. ECAM 1, ECAM 2. Integral lighting for the pedestal, get that on. Good of that. Get the TCAS ready. I won't switch it on yet.
Hi there, we're ready to go. Yeah, so once everyone's on board, please feel free to close the doors and we can
right, QNH set. Constraints on. Right, let's have a look on the flight plan here. We'll get that set in, ready to go. Okay, Toatsu AOC menu. Initial details were put in, request stats. And there we go, Lgkr to Lclk. Flight time around 1 hour 52 minutes. Probably around about the 2 hour mark. Taking into account taxi time and stuff like that. And weights and balances. Okay, passengers started boarding. Into the init page, request again, flight details. I've got an EasyJet number there. I didn't get time to actually get around to change it in the simulator, so well, we'll just have to deal with that. Cost index 40, flight cruising level today is 39,000 feet, so we're going up to the maximum ceiling this aircraft is designed to fly at. Weights and balances, zero fuel weight is 43.5 and the block fuel is 5.5. Confirm that. Go to our performance details here. Flex temperatures 56. Flap 1 takeoff. Let's get our takeoff speeds. in 121 V1, VR 122, and rotation speed is... There you go, we've finally done it, 126. Okay. Transition altitude today is 5,000 feet. Yeah, the weather's improved here a lot as well, Chris. It's nice and sunny this morning and much calmer than what we witnessed yesterday. Okay, right, finally get the flight plan in. Trying to get through this as quickly as I can so that we're ready to depart on time. Right, what do I need to do on this offloading cargo? Okay, that's done. That's done. Right, so I need my flight plan back. Okay, Lgkr, we are taking off apparently runway 34. Did it just delete that? That's strange. I wonder if I can recover that by going back to the Mukdu. That. Now, this happened to me before once. You just clicked on the airport and it deleted the departure data. Okay, well it's definitely got rid of that. So what we'll do, if I do Lgkr, will it let me put it in there? No. Oh, that's really messed it up. Parna. Well, Parna's our first. Okay, I think we can get away with that as long as we know it's runway 34. Destination data, the arrival is, let's have a look at Lclk is runway 4. No, we're going to do an RNAV. Let's have a look. There we go, RNAV 4. And that's on the Bone K1A, which is this one here. Insert that. And return. So there should be no discontinuities in here. Let's have a look. Whoa, what was that? Okay, that's the decel data. Right. Okay, looking good. Hasn't put the ILS information in. Oh no, it's RNAV, isn't it? Okay. Take a quick check of that on screen. Let's range it out to 20 miles. Parna. Arta. Just more interested what our approach at Larnaca is going to look like. Should be a straight in near enough. Let's have a look. Whoop. Well, that looks a bit. Oh, bone. Oh, okay. I'll see what it's done. Right. Okay, we might have to edit this in flight. Looks like it's put in an extra waypoint somewhere. I haven't got time to go through it yet, but we can do that in the air. Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on there, but that should sort itself out. If not, some manual intervention. Right, or divine intervention, probably. That's what we need. So we have the APU running. Fuel up. Oh god, what time is it? Oh, we've got 20 minutes or so. Right, so let's sort out fuel situation and what do we got? Let's have a look what we need fuel wise. We have 7.2 tons, so I'll call it 7.5. We'll round it up 7.3 because it's 7,300 into that. Right, so that's going to take 5 minutes. Probably got to load in there. It's probably taking out rather than putting in by the looks of it. Yeah, it's taking out, so that's done. Checking the weather conditions are all clear so far. Nothing dodgy, which is all good. A little bit of rain to the south in Lgkr and to the north as well, but it don't look like it's anything too significant at the moment. What is it? 1012 megabytes, millibars rather. 2.12. So yeah, it looks like they've had a bit of rain down in Lgkr. That's not unusual this time of year. Right, okay, so I'll get our initial clearance. Let's make sure the old AI, what we're going to get him to do. We'll get him to do the auto trim, anti-stall protection. I'll keep him open there, he can do the radio comms for me as well. We're departing, well, to do a straight out departure.
Kirk here at ground easy 248 with whiskey request taxi for takeoff departing straight up.
Easy 248 taxi to an off short of runway 16.
That's runway 16.
120.85
Okay. Not 34.
Taxiing
Alright.
short runway 16 easy 248.
Right, so they're all done. Don't need that truck anymore. External power can come off. And how are we doing for fuel? We know there yet. Nearly there. Just wait for that to fill up, and then we can put fuel pumps and seatbelt signs on. Well, they're on at the moment. They should be off actually. Whilst refueling. Right, so that sound tells me that we're fully loaded with passengers, so we can close the door there. We have, what have we got on board today? 137 on board via the self-loading cargo thing.
Hi Captain, all passengers are on board and doors have been cleared.
Right, so we're just waiting for the last bit of fuel before we set off. Have a look here at the is it this one to expand that? Yeah. What am I looking at? That one.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking, and on behalf of myself, the first officer, and the cabin crew, I'd just like to give you a warm welcome on board the aircraft. As you may have noticed, we've now closed the doors and expect to be departing in just a few moments. If you could get yourself seated and secured while we get ready for pushback, it would be most appreciated. If you require any assistance from the cabin crew, please press the button above your head and be sure to listen to the safety briefing that will be playing in a few moments. You'll hear from me again once we reach our cruising altitude, but and thank you for flying with us.
Right, there we go. I'm just waiting on this fuel at the moment, so we haven't got much to go. What are we at? 6.9. We've got to go to 7.3 tons. Right, can get them to on the doors.
Cabin crew, please arm doors, thank you.
Call the pushback tug. Okay, fuel wise done, so we can get the fuel pumps on. Seatbelt sign. Oh, that's already been put on. Okay, right, beacon on. APU air bleed to get the engine started. Right, just a quick visual. Going to stand by it. Okay, parking brake off. Speed brake to automatic. Okay, right, so engine mode to start. Start with engine 1 and we'll get the pushback going.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the crew, I ask that you please direct your attention to the monitors above as we review the emergency procedures. There are 6 emergency exits on this
Yeah, the
aircraft.
default announcements are pretty crap. It's that text-to-speech stuff, isn't it?
Note that the
Yeah.
nearest exit may be behind
Yeah, it's not like driving a Nissan Almera. Certainly when you've not had enough coffees.
For instructions from the cabin crew. Oxygen masks will drop down from above your seat. Place the mask over your mouth and nose, like this. Hold the strap to tighten it.
Okay, so engine 1 is stable. We can get engine 2 started.
Leave your carry-on items behind. Life rafts are located below your seats, and emergency lighting will lead you to your closest exit and slide. We ask that you make sure that all carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. While we wait for takeoff, please take a moment to review the safety data card.
Right, that's it from the pushback.
Thank you for your attention. We hope you enjoy the flight.
Parking brake on. I'm hoping that this is going to clear this alarm here. That's obviously the pin from the... it has, yeah. I've been having issues with that. Well, that wouldn't clear once the tug disconnected. That's the steering pin they should put back in. On the last update, that wasn't working, but I've updated it since, and that seems okay, hopefully. Oh, right, here we go. So, free taxi clearance here. That should not be there. That should be there. Okay, auto brake to maximum. We have availability now from the generator, so we can turn the APU off. Taxi light on. Double check that again. Right, I'll get the flight assistant to do the comms.
Kirk Sierra Tower EZ248 ready at runway 16 straight out departure.
EZY248 altimeter tree, 0.12 wind 175.7. Straight out, departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 16.
Cleared for takeoff runway 16 EZ248.
Right, just give me bearings here. 16 is definitely down this way, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. So I keep getting this airport mixed up with Lgkr in Malta, which got a weird runway and taxiway set up. This should take me straight down, yeah, okay, that's fair enough. So I didn't even get time to get the charts up from Navigraph, which we'll have to do by the time we get to Lclk. As I say, we've got a new scenery to look at for Lclk when we get there. It's the payware version off of the Microsoft Marketplace. And we'll have a butcher's to see what that's looking like. Okay, right, so parking brake off. As we get ready to taxi to runway 16. Right, we can turn that flashy background music off. Does me head in. Right, so that's the freeware scenery, Corfu airports from flightsim.to. As I say, it's a much better replacement than the standard version you get with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Right, hopefully the first officer will take care of the communications here. Let's do the pre-takeoff checks. Okay, parking brake set. No, he hasn't.
Cruises for takeoff, please.
I have to do it myself by the sound of it. No, because it seems like air traffic control has locked up. Now, is that because that's messed up? Okay, well that's interesting. I have no air traffic control commands to do, unless that's... no. Oh well, we'll go straight out. Hopefully it fixes itself. I don't want AR piloting. Let's turn that off. Turn it back on. No, okay. Well, we'll go straight out then. Let's do our checks first.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Strobes on. Set the takeoff. Dome light we don't need. We'll turn the packs off. Packs 1. And where's pack 2 gone? There it is. Pack 2. Auto brake set to maximum. Flap set to position 1. Radar on. TCAS on. And takeoff configuration check. Okay, all green, that's good. All greens, no blues. Okay, parking brake off. Okay, stick forward, we'll get the engines up to around about 40%. Still stabilised. Engine stable. I've not gone flex, quite a short runway, so can't be arsed with it. We'll go toga.
100.
Stick forward. V1 and rotate.
Positive rate, gear up.
And gear up. And goodbye, Corfu.
EZY248 leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
Lgkr Tower EZ248 frequency change. Lgkr approach EZ248 is type Airbus A20N 3 miles south of Lgkr at 2,300 feet. Request flight following.
EZY248.
Okay, throttle back to climb speed.
Squawk 0677 EZ248.
2,500.
EZY248 radar contact 5 miles south of Lgkr at 3,000 feet.
I just
Altimeter
noticed
0.12.
we do need to do a direct
Roger,
to
EZ248.
Parna. We're going to go straight to Garter. So if we do a direct to Garter, seeing at the beginning of our flight plan, messed up there. We've got an alarm pop up. Air packs are off. Thank you for reminding me. Let's turn them back on. Direct. So we should be going direct to Garter. We switched the flaps up. We did, didn't we? Yeah. That's all right. Okay. Right. Okay. Back on track. So hopefully we're going to be pointing in the right direction. Oh, right, so our air traffic's working now. Okay, so... Cool. We can go straight up to 39,000 feet. Yeah, there's some oddity there with our flight plan. As I say, we're going to have to sort that out because it looks like it's got a bit of a backtrack on here somewhere. Yeah, that's strange. It looks like the mistake is closer to Lgkr, so as we get nearer, we'll delete whatever waypoint that is that's causing the problem. Right, so we go down the Ionian Sea. We do nip across Greece, just to the west of Athens. Then down the Med, we should be going over Crete. And, God, what's that other island? Rhodes as well on our way down. So with the weather that we've got here, we should see some nice scenery of the Greek islands. Okay, we can go to standard on the barometer. Over the top there. There we go. There's an Albanian mountains. It's right on the borders of Greece. I think it's Albania. Yeah, it is Albania.
135.875 for EZ248. Athens Center EZ248 7,800 feet.
EZY248 Athens Center altimeter 30.12 continuous plan.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may now use your electronic devices.
Check this out. So there we go. Expected 2 hours. What time is that? So that's here in the UK. It's 9:18, 10:18 roughly. Everything looking good so far.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned up the seatbelt sign, so you are free to use about the cabin.
Okay, so we're over that 10,000 feet marker. We can turn all the lights off. Well, the external ones anyway. Seatbelt signs are off. Right, let's just check everything. Speed brake is off. Flaps are up. And all greens, no blue, apart from the altitude, because we're in climb mode at the moment. I mean, the more I look at X-Plane and I see this in Microsoft, the scenery is spectacular. It really is. And it's good to hear that Microsoft on the next release are working a little bit more on the flight dynamics. So yeah, hopefully improving all the time. Oh, this just makes me miss so much having a bloody proper holiday. And like probably most of us wishing for a bit of sense of normality again. Do you know what, Christopher? You were just reading my mind. I was like, shall I have another one? I've had, what, 3 this morning. But I do feel like one more would sort things out for us. Yeah, so I'll do that. I'll get us up to cruising altitude, and then, yeah, I'll be making another coffee, that's for sure. Bit of morning mist down there in the mountains. That just looks so lovely, doesn't it? Bit of the Ionian and the Mediterranean Sea. Hi Lincoln Monroe. The shortcuts, yeah, for the fly-by-wire A320, I'll tell you who has done a very good video on it. If you look up EasyJet Sim Pilots, he's done a very good video on how to set up camera views, and I've set mine up to my number keys. But you need to set a reference point from outside the aircraft to position your views where you want them from the inside, if you know what I mean. It just gives it unlimited access to wherever you want to save the camera views. But it is then a simple case of using your mouse and your arrow keys to put the camera where you want, and then you go, was it left, Alt Control, and then the number key at the same time, and it saves it to that. So it's the right Alt key. Yeah, so there's Alt, then whatever number you want on there. And if you've got a proper number keypad on your keyboard, you can sort of put them in order. Like 0, I've got as the front of me plane. So that's me 0 view. 1 just gives me closer to the instruments there. 2 gives me a center view. 3, I've just stuck at this bit of outdoor view there. 4 gives you a left view over the wing. 5 external. 6 and then 7 is rear window. 8 is rear window right. Sorry, 9 and then 8 I've just done as a front view like that. So if I remember, we can watch the gear going in and out, but don't always remember that. Yeah, EasyJet Sim Pilot, check out his channel. He has done a detailed, it's just changing one of the config files within the program for you to reference where the camera gets an external view, and then you just literally just use your mouse and your arrow keys to position the camera wherever you want in the aircraft. Because if you don't change that reference file, it just looks terrible. But he'll explain it far better than I can in his video. Yeah, you can also do it for other aircraft as well. Once you find out what that, I think the config file is just called cameras with an S.cfg, and in there you change just one of the numbers from 1 to 0, I think, and then that's it. And then you literally from your cockpit view, because in cockpit view by default you can only move around within the cockpit, but by changing that 1 to a 0, it allows you to move outside the cockpit, so you can go into the rear cabin, or you can get your external views like this one. This one. Basically, you can move your camera to anywhere and then save it, just using the right Alt key and then the corresponding number you want on the keypad. And then after that, when you select them, it is literally just selecting the number on the keypad for which view you've saved. Right, okay, let's get back to the flight plan. Let's have a look how we're doing. Yeah, whatever that is, this strange loop I have on the right hand side, not all the time does the Muck do agree with what SimBrief tells it. Sometimes when you get closer to your destination, things like that iron themselves out, they disappear. But most of the time I've found recently, you've got to manually manipulate your flight plan and delete whatever waypoint that is causing that loop. Because basically what that's telling me is it's going to get us all the way down to Cyprus, and just before we go on our final approach, this loop wants to take us way back up to bloody well, at least Athens, it looks like. Round about the Athens area, down there somewhere. I think, yeah, that's it, coming in just over the peak of this mountain. Let's have a look on the map where we are. Yeah, so we'll be passing Athens in the next 10-15 minutes or so.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to cross the green. Please make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear any items from the aisle. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to cross the green. Please make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear any items from the aisle.
Right, so 10,000 feet to go before we're at our cruise height. Just check on our fuel flow situation. Oh god, now we're going to have to get on the right screen to look at that. Select fuel. Okay, 50 at the moment, that's good. Flying in that Storm Eunice, or Eunuch, whatever it was called. You could tell when you looked at your fuel weight when you were doing a climb. This was up at 70 kilograms a minute, which is a hell of a lot of fuel to burn off on a climb. It's good to see it back down to something normal again. That should settle down to between 30 and 40 once we get to our climb, cruising altitude. What I might do, I normally knock it up a couple of notches, just give us a bit more speed. You've normally got tons of fuel in reserve. I think we'll at least have enough 2 tons of reserve here. Everything's looking good there. Just look at the engine status. Cool. All good in the hood, as they say. Bit bumpy up here at the moment. What have we got? No, it's not too bad. A bit of a 40 knot tailwind, but it looks like there's a bit of turbulence up here as well. As you can see, we're bouncing about a bit. We can normally tell by the wind flex if we got any of that. Yeah, we got some of that going on. That's normally when you're over a lot of mountain range like this, you get a bit of turbulence. Right, so I better open up what do we want? Navigraph, so we can check out Lgkr. Not been there for a while. Let's get that on. Right, well, it's found out where we are. That's a good start. So as you can see, Athens just down here in the bottom right corner here. We're approaching. We'll be passing Athens. Yeah, I think we're going just to the north of Crete, over Rhodes, and then down into Lgkr. Let's get this flight loaded in from SimBrief. Lgkr to Lclk, that's the one. So there's our route. Nice and direct. Now it says our arrival's 04. 1A. That's DME. We don't want DME. Why is this? Has it got RNAV? RNAV 04. There we go. Right, so let's take a quick peek at that. There we go. Right, so it's near enough straight in. But that could change according to the weather report. It did change on our departure, didn't it? We went from 34 to 16. Speed at the moment, it's going to be a bit clunky because we're still climbing, but we are climbing at quite a respectable 455 knots. Ground speed's about 500 mile an hour. We had quite a reasonable climb profile today, straight out. Let's have a look. I mean, how long's that climb out? I didn't put my chrono on. That's that would have helped us. Typical, isn't it? Just as I wanted to see our climb altitude, we reach. Oh no, well, I thought we reached our altitude. We've got another 4,000 feet yet. So we're climbing about 1,100 feet a minute. The reason why it's going up and down, that's this green marker here on the old speedo. Is if we got turbulence, the aircraft's just trying to manage it. That's why you see it fluctuating between 0.8, 0.7 to 1,200 feet a minute. Normally that's quite stable, but we're in a bit of turbulence at the moment. You can see we're being blown around, which inevitably will slow us down slightly. Yeah, our climb rate's much slower now due to that. I do like the Airbus. It's very clever when it comes to dealing with stuff like that. Stall speeds, turbulence, sort of manages it so that the engines aren't screaming up and down too much and the passengers are comfortable without going through too much of a climb in turbulent weather, preventing the old bone shaker scenario. Hello Roblox, how you doing? Thanks for joining us this morning on this little jolly from Corfu down to Cyprus. Couple of hour flight. Keeps me out of trouble in the morning, just to get a quick flight in. Let you know our route so you can see where we are in the Mediterranean. And we're just coming up about a third of the way into our flight down to Cyprus. Just a couple of issues that we've had this morning. One's with this flight plan. It's done something silly here where we just get to Lclk and then it wants to send us back up to Athens for some reason. So we'll try and troubleshoot that when we get a bit closer to Lclk and delete the offending waypoint that wants to do that. Other than that, it's all going very well. I'm still testing the settings that I've done for the graphics card, mainly undervolting the card so things run much smoother, and I must say this is just running flawlessly now. I've never in the 2 years I've had this card, well, coming up 2 years, it'll be 2 years in May, had it running this smooth. Like I say, there's a video coming out tomorrow of how I've done that and what I've done to tune my card. I've only got a sort of mid-range RTX 2070 Super in this PC, and you know, I'm getting respectable 50 to 60 frames at this height, nearer to the ground, around about 40 frames per second, consistent now, just consistently, and no micro stutters. I think with Microsoft Flight Simulator, whether you've got a 2070, you've got a 3070 or a 3090 even, it's inherently with the way it handles the scenery going to micro stutter now and again. But I was getting sort of micro stutters all the time, and that's not the case now. So, and of course, the fans on the GPU are running around about 20% less than what they were before. So I haven't got the heat problem, and the fans are much quieter. And the whole thing made sense, you know, under voltage. You know, it's just reducing it slightly, sort of. I mean, in millivolts, around about what I think mine was about 50 millivolts. I reduced mine down by roughly, but that was enough to drop my temperatures by about 10 degrees. And performance-wise, it's just had a dramatic effect because things aren't throttling because of the heat. It's all very well overclocking a card, but if it's then running thermally maxed out, you're going to have a opposite effect. Things slow down and things will stutter and frame rates will drop. So yeah, the whole thing makes sense. It's just finding that sweet spot. So it's a little bit of messing around, but you get there, and I'm really pleased with this. I'm glad you know, I messed around experimenting to see where the sweet spot on my card is.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just a short message from the cockpit to let you know we have in fact reached our cruise level. We're now level at 35,000 feet. We're not anticipating any delays, so as the cabin crew make their way around the aircraft, please make sure you keep the arms clear of any items, and please sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight. Thank you.
Right, okay, so we're at cruising altitude. What's it going to be, about 0.76 Mach? Let's have a look. Let's manually set that 7.8. So we've got a bit of headroom there before we redline it. Let's go. Can we squeeze 8.2? Trouble is squeezing it to 8.2, which I've done. If we get too much turbulence, sometimes, certainly now we've got a tailwind, it might push it over its limit. So you get the alarm go off now and again, but we can live with that. So we're doing a slight turn at the moment. We're sort of down the Athens airspace area. Let's check it out. Not a cloud in the sky. Lovely. Beautiful. Now we can check out all these Greek islands, because there's lots of them. Another aircraft just passing us there. You can see that just about to go under our wing. Unfortunately, the TCAS is still inoperable, so we can't see nothing like weather, terrain, or other aircraft on these displays at the moment. I assume they've taken them away because they're doing development on things at the moment, but I do miss it. Once they gave it to you and it's disappeared, it was just handy having the weather map overlaid on this as well. Could have done with it yesterday, but you know, we've got a sort of map on here. We can go back to it on the flyer pad, but it just gives you basic weather details like rain. Like if we pop down here, you can see there's some rain patches around Cyprus at the moment, to the west and to the south, but that's about it. We don't get wind shear information or anything like that at the moment, so well, that's looking messy, that. I wonder if we can troubleshoot that by looking at flight plan on here and scrolling through just to try and find out what one it is that is wanting to send us back. I'm going to have to expand that out a bit. Let's go to 80. There we go. Keep scrolling down. Bone 1K is the last, right, so there we go. So it's here that it's wanting to take us off in this direction. Let's go down one more. That's the Bone K. Right. So what's this Vadus? Right, let's try taking that out. Was it Vadus, wasn't it? So if we select clear, Vadus, and then clear the discontinuity in there. Nope. That really is confused, isn't it?
Ryanair 1270 you are tree 6 miles northwest. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect ILS Yankee runway 03 left approach via Echo Golf November transition.
What's going on here
Clear
as
to
well?
Echo Golf November.
Okay, I think what we'll do, let's get a weather report just to double check.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Expect ILS Yankee runway 03 left approach via Echo Golf November transition. Clear to Echo Golf November. Ryanair 1270.
Right, so I just want Lclk. Let's clear that out. Clear. Thank you. No, we want a METAR. There we go. Let's do that, and we will do a TAF as well, because I think that does give us runway information. Hello, Spencer. Not bad, mate. How you doing? Not bad for a Saturday morning. Thanks for joining us. Right, so back. Receive messages. Right, does the TAF give us runway information? Let's have a look. So we've got Lclk, 1906, 246, 34007 knots. So it has gave us the wrong runway. So in that case, let's have a look. 2G 28 knots, 18 knot gusts. So it's pretty windy down in Cyprus today. Okay, right, so if we go back to the flight plan, let's I'm going to plan this for let's approach on 22 Bone 1A, which is what we had before. This still looks a bloody mess.
Ryanair 1270, contact Athens approach on 126.575.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that, because like I say, sometimes, I mean, it's deceiving. The closer you get, the more it seems to tidy up flight plan for you. But yeah, I thought they'd got rid of this issue.
126.575 for Ryanair 1270.
But obviously not. Okay, well, we're at our cruising altitude. I'm going to grab a quick coffee, so I'll be gone for 3 or 4 minutes. If you hear something go bong 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 or something like that, don't worry, it'll be a bit of turbulence. Just push us over the speed limit here. We're right on the red line, so you can see it's up and down. The throttles are up and down with that yellow arrow that goes up and down. So if we do get a bit of turbulence, it might just ping us over the edge. We should be alright though. It's not too bad. It's what is it, a 50 knot tailwind we've got at the moment, so we're being pushed along as well. So let's have a look at our estimated time. Is 13:24. Really? Oh, that'll be, no, that's local time, isn't it? What time is it here? It's 9:45. Yeah, so that'll be local time. It's saying, yeah, we should have 1.9 tons of reserve at this rate. Let's have a look at some of those Greek islands. Like I say, I'll be back in a few moments. I'm just going to grab a coffee and we can dream about being at one of these beautiful islands. Catch you in a mo, won't be long.
AG and Niner 03, you are 49er miles southeast. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Expect ILS Yankee runway 03 right approach via Kilo Echo Alpha transition. clear to Kilo Echo Alpha. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Expect ILS Yankee runway 03 right approach by a Kilo Echo Alpha. Transition clear to Kilo Echo Alpha AG and Niner 03.
Marvellous, that's better. Oh, caffeine and what we got here, custard creams. Marvellous. Ah, good morning to Kevin. How you doing, Kevin Doherty? Good to see you. Oh, you've been on holiday, haven't you? How was your trip to Lanzarote? Hope it was well, mate. There's a plethora of Greek islands. I'm trying to think, what is my favourite one? I do like Corfu. I don't know why. I do like Corfu. I know there's some beautiful islands down this part of the Mediterranean. Rhodes, I've been to Rhodes. I wouldn't say it blew me socks off, but that's okay. Crete's nice. What else? Thessaloniki, been to, but that's not really an island. That's up north of Greece, more into that sort of direction. I think what we'll have to do, either later today or tomorrow, we'll do a flight from Cyprus to one of these Greek islands, Saphinos or somewhere like that, which I think might be this one coming into view here. Let's have a look. No, it's not that one. That, I'm going to go past it. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you enjoyed your holiday, Kev. And the weather was better than here. So when did you get back? Right, so we've got Laos coming up. Let's have a look where we need to start making our descent. It's normally around about here. Dasny, that's the one. Dasny. Vardus. Dasny and Vardus. Right, so Laos could be. We've got Dasny there, but it's sort of bypassed that, so I think it's confused itself. Computer says no. So when we get to Dasny, what's it got here? It should be loud. Oh, we've got to go straight to Bonek. Right, let's zoom out, scroll down. Sorry about this, folks. I've just got to scroll through to try and sort this issue out. So at Dasny, it starts to go all wrong. I don't know why. Is that a loop? Yeah, that's that big loop. Okay, so after that, it wants to then go to Bonek, but via that bloody loop. Aha! Why has it got? Why has it put that in there? It's put Corfu in the middle of the bloody flight plan. Why would it do that? Right, so clear. Let's clear that one. Ha ha ha! That looks better, doesn't it? That's more like it. No strange loops on our flight plan as it disappeared from the arc. Yes! Why would it do that? Why would it take a sim brief? Well, let's just check to see if it was sim brief that made the mistake or not. Let's just bring the flight plan up here. So it was from Dasny, was it Dasny? Here. So SimBrief said Dasny, then we do our top of descent. Vadus, Bonek. So it didn't insert it here somewhere, somehow. The Mukdu on here has added Corfu back in the mix, and I don't know why it would do that. I think what it's done, because if you remember at the beginning when I was setting the flight plan up, the departure details, the first waypoint as it was, which was Corfu, disappeared, and I think it moved it down further in this list. And that's why we've seen that loop, and I have no idea why it would do that. But then again, you know, I am using, what am I on, experiment? No, I'm using the development version. The only reason why I don't use the stable version is because you don't get these views. Well, you didn't, on the last update for the stable version, you didn't have any of these views. Which is why I use the developers version. The experimental version, I'm going to try that on the next flight. Sometimes that's better than the development version, depending on whether that's stable or not. Oh, that's cool. You've booked to go back there on Jet 2, have you? yeah, I'm looking to get to Corfu sometime this year. As I say, I've not had a holiday over the last 2 years at least, and it's about time for one. Are you off, Christopher? Thanks for joining us, mate. Oh, your battery's gone, is it? Get to plug yourself in, mate. Get your coffee and plug yourself in. Thanks. I'll join you again, Chris, or join us again. Right, so I'm glad we got that sort of conundrum sorted out with the flight plan now. Right, what other details do I need? We must be halfway now, yeah, so about an hour in and an hour to go. Right, so for Lgkr, let's go to the charts list. I'm going to need approach for ILS-22. And I'll pin that. So we got that to hand. Right, so we've got the parking stands. That's for the new terminal, I think. Let's have a look. What's APON 2? APON 2 is the old one. I think they're turning that into a cargo section. Oh, it looks a bit. So I'll pin this one here, APON 1. Any other decent information we need? No, that's for the parking stands. It was that one, wasn't it? That's for takeoff minimums. So our start is Bonek. So we need to be 11,000 feet by the time we're on that path. Okay. Normally you do a loop out around Lgkr Bay. Now, what's the difference between that and that? Oh, that's giving us a bit more of a... Right, so we're coming in via Bonek. I'll pin that. So we got that as well. We could overlay it. And our approach then, let's I'm not sure that the FMC's done a real good job of our approach. Zoom in a bit. And scroll down. Right, what's it done here then? Ah, wow, that needs to come out, that's for sure. That won't make things any better. LCA, it's still sorting itself out. Yeah, some strange things going on with the bloody flight plan. Let's try it now. It's sorted itself out. Dasney, no, it's done something else silly now. Okay, so we'll have to look again. ILS-22. Bone 1R, wasn't it? No. Probably you click erase. And then it throws you out. Shut down via file map. Right, bear with me 1 second. Bear with me, just gonna have to come out for this for a second. Arrival on task manager. Newton code. Oh well, looks like we've it's locked up. How inconvenient. We're frozen in time at the moment. Let me just see if I can find out why it's done that. So look, do we get a dump file here somewhere? I'm wondering, because the last time I opened up Navigraph charts as well, I had a crash, system crash. So I'm wondering if that needs an update. Let's reopen that and see if there's an update. Runners administrator, yes. Let's see. Doesn't look like it. Strange. Right, folks, well, I think we're going to have to leave that there because for some reason it's locked up. Like I say, I did have this issue before when I opened up Navigraph charts. So I'm wondering either there's a bug in that. I think what I'm going to have to do is, yeah, I'll just reload Navigraph again, delete it and reinstall it. And I might do myself a favour with a sim brief as well, because it's just strange that all of a sudden I'm getting sort of oddities happening on the flight computer when I put a flight plan in, and it seems to be doing that more and more. So I'm just wondering whether there's some corruption or something, or it needs updating. Yeah, obviously Flight Simulator is not pleased with that. Thanks for joining us, guys. I hope I'll be back this afternoon. I'm going to have to troubleshoot this a bit later on, and yeah, well, won't replicate this flight, but we'll do a flight from Lgkr to Athens or something like that, just to give it a quick check. Yeah, that's strange. It is every time I open up Navigraph. Well, apologies, guys. We're stuck here in space at the moment. This screen I'm stuck on, and there's no way out of it without restarting the whole thing. Well, it's good to see you guys back. Thanks, Christopher. Thanks, Kevin, for dropping in, and Spencer as well. Hope you get your views and camera views sorted out. Don't forget that's EasyJet Sim Pilot, and he's got a great video on there on how to set up your camera views. Meanwhile, from us here as a very broken Flight Simulator 2020. We'll see you on the next one, which should be, if we get things sorted out here, sort of later this afternoon or this evening. But once again, thanks for joining us, and I'll catch you on the next one. Catch you later. It's crashing. I don't know what.